Good morning, everyone. It is Wednesday, 10 o'clock. Now, I've just noticed how much light there is behind me, and I am going to shut the blinds. So I'm not going anywhere. My iPad's going on its side, but I'm going to shut the blinds. Whoops. That's better. That's better. Sorry about that. So the clock's chiming again. I was chatting at 9 and now I'm chatting again at 10. Who's there? Hi, Karen. So this little live session was going to be talking about sleep and relaxation. And it's going to be a live session because I'm hoping that you're going to talk to me as well. Okay, I know a couple of others are going to be joining me. Hi, Moira. As we talk about sleep. And it's a very, very essential thing that we all need to get on a regular basis. And some of us are finding it harder to sleep than others. And we wanted to come up with some solutions. So nice wave there. Thanks, Karen. Now, I'm playing canine roulette this morning. I'm in a room with 3 dogs, okay? Andy's just had to shut the door into the kitchen because he's on a work call. To America, I think, and we'll be fine as long as a delivery driver doesn't kind of come. Okay, right. Okay, so let's get cracking. I don't know who else is here. Hi, Lorna. Brilliant. I don't know who else is going to join me, but we're going to talk about sleep today, and I want your input. The point of doing a live is that you're going to contribute. Hi, Susie. And I haven't got all the answers, okay, but together we can come up with a plan for some of us who aren't sleeping very well. Okay, so I think it's really important to remember to begin with, we all sleep differently. Even when in normal life, we all sleep, we have different sleeping patterns. Some people sleep like logs. Some people sleep really, really badly. Okay, so we're all individual and we've got different routines and we've got different things. All I can see, I need to just angle it so you don't see the reflection on my glasses. So we're all different, and I think we have to understand that. Okay. There's standard stuff we can do to improve our sleep, and there's other things, other more individual things we can do. Hi, Sharon. Lorna's been awake since 3 and up since 5. Oh, Lorna, I'm sorry. That's all I can say. I'm really sorry. Now, I've made a little list of stuff you'll probably know about, and they call it sleep hygiene. Sharon Davey, awake at 4 every day. Then my day begins. That is such a long day, Sharon. I have to admit, when I'm up early, this light is really bugging me. I can't see then. Oh, well, never mind. When I'm up early, like 5 o'clock, I actually can't get through the day without a sleep. I just physically can't do it. So I have to go to bed in the afternoon, maybe for an hour. My body just can't keep going if I'm awake. You know, if Lorna's up since 5. Do you have a sleep, Lorna? And Sharon, can you get through the day without a sleep, or do you just automatically go and have one? I know my brother gets up in the when he's real normal life. He travels to London from Winchester, and he's up at like 4:30 in the morning to get the train. And I actually don't know how he does it because I would feel physically sick by about 3 o'clock. I'd be so tired. Lorna never has a sleep. Okay. Well, we're all different, aren't we? And we must do. Sharon has maybe half an hour. Okay. Our bodies, and I guess it also depends on how physically busy we are during the day, as to how much energy we need. How much energy is used up. Okay, so let's just go through the basic sleep hygiene stuff that people are recommended to do in an evening. Hi, Mary. So now I am a devil at this. I can tell you what to do, but I don't always do it myself. But let's make a list, shall we, of the stuff we know we should be doing. Okay, Sue, I have trouble getting to sleep at night, and I'm awake early. So lacking quality sleep. Okay. Soothing music to switch off. Yeah, we're definitely going to add that to the list. Okay, so some good sleep hygiene habits. In the evening, they do say we should be switching screens off so that we don't have contact with blue light for 60 to 90 minutes before we go to sleep. Blue light actually wakes up the brain, so we want to avoid it. So we're talking hi Tracy, we're talking screens, devices, phones, tellies, anything like that, we should be avoiding for 60 to 90 minutes before we go to bed. We want to have a winding down routine. I saw a post once about we need to treat ourselves like toddlers. You know, that kind of like, right, this is what we do. We have our bath, we have our tea, we have our bath, we have stories, we go to bed. You know, we'll tweak it slightly, obviously, because we're not toddlers, but it's that kind of like evening routine is very, very good for us. So it may well be that you have a relaxing bath in an evening. You come off your devices, you get off your emails, you try and forget about stuff that you've been doing during the day. If you've been at work, try and put that to bed, or other stuff you've been thinking about all day. Put that away, finish with that, and start thinking about winding down and relaxing. So you get your bath running with some nice smellies, and then obviously some of you, Sharon was saying she does sleep meditation. Other people, like also Sharon, plays soothing music. Some people like to read a book. It's about winding our brain and our body down so that we're ready to relax and fall asleep. So lavender or chamomile tea helps, fantastic. Orange light can be sleep inducing, okay. Some people like little candles, obviously make sure it's safe and stuff, but some people, just going to make myself comfy, some people like sort of candles, and it's just about kind of winding down and putting the day to bed so that we can feel relaxed. What we don't want to be doing is buying and selling on eBay at 3 a.m. That's definitely not going to keep us asleep, and it's not going to help us getting back to sleep either, is it? Now, what have I got here? So on my list, no screens, relaxing routine, bubble bath, read, switch off, and obviously you don't want any devices in your bedroom. You don't want the light from of any phones or iPads or Kindles, nothing. They need to be out of your room. Okay. When the kids were little, I can't remember which one of them made me this little cushion, with like "I love Mum" on it, and I use it to cover up the letters on my clock radio, because any light at all in your room can be brain stimulating. So that your bedroom needs to be like a dark cave, really, really dark. Otherwise, as soon as it starts getting light, the light will stream in and wake you up. So see how dark your bedroom is. Okay, sorry, I'm just going to move this because it's a bit rough. Okay, so I've got my recharging cable in is at the bottom of my iPad, and it's just a bit tricky, that's it. Okay, so cover up all your lights and make sure your bedroom is absolutely dark. Now, what we've got here. Okay, spray the pillow with lavender last night. 5-7-8 breathing, brilliant. Keep my iPhone in the lounge so I can't look at the phone. Definitely no phones, blackout curtains, absolutely. Again, it's like what we do for toddlers, isn't it? Make that room dark as anything. Okay, now it's funny, those of you who sleep really well will wonder what all the fuss is about, but for those of us who've had times in our lives when we don't sleep, it can have such a knock-on effect on the next day. I want to just also talk about some of the reasons why people don't sleep. Now, we've talked about, an evening routine, but there can be physical reasons why people don't sleep. And last summer, I guess it was spring and summer really, for me, I wasn't sleeping because I was doing a lot of training. I did all my Pilates training. So I had all that on my mind, trying to remember all these bones and muscles and everything. And then I was working full time as well. And that hit me at the same time as menopause symptoms. So I'd be waking up at night, really hot and sweaty. Can't sleep, too hot. Now I'm cold. Then I'm hot. Now I'm cold. And then, of course, all the time you are awake, you're thinking, what was that muscles in the, what are the different muscles of the different glutes? What are the different, hamstrings? What are they called? And you've got all this stuff on your mind, and it can be very, very difficult. Now, menopause symptoms, things like hot sweats, night sweats, and a muddled brain and all that stuff that a lot of us get, does respond to, it can sometimes respond to changes in what we eat and drink. Now, I remember menopause symptoms can be improved by cutting out the crap. Now, crap stands for caffeine, refined sugar, alcohol, and processed food. Okay, so when we're talking about our sleep hygiene, we haven't actually talked about caffeine and alcohol, but we need to, because caffeine is a stimulant. So we want to be avoiding as much caffeine in our life as we can. And I can't remember the exact details, but I know if you have a drink of coffee at lunchtime, the half-life is much longer than you expect. So caffeine is a stimulant, and of course your brain doesn't want extra stimulation. So really review what you're eating and drinking with caffeine in. So obviously coffee is an obvious thing. There's some caffeine in tea. There's tannin too. There's caffeine in chocolate, drinking chocolate, and obviously energy drinks have all got caffeine in. Alcohol, some people think, oh, it helps you go to sleep. It might help you go to sleep. It won't keep you asleep. So sometimes alcohol is no help at all. And obviously refined sugar, processed foods are all going to worsen menopause symptoms. So if your menopause symptoms are affecting your sleep, you need to be looking at how much crap you're eating. Right, Lorna says, a night heat control definitely worse when I'm eating a lot for sure. Okay, yeah. So last summer, I kind of crawled through last summer really, learning and working and having a very tricky time because I got very, very, very tired. And some of you might know, but I resorted to going to the Herbal Hub. A doctor called Dr. Simon Mills. He's an amazing bloke. And this is a tincture, homeopathy. Okay. So basically, he listened to all the symptoms I was getting. Okay. Not sleeping, blah, 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 blah. Told him everything that was wrong. And he did me a tincture. Okay. So I think that's the right word. It is homeopathy, isn't it? Yeah. And basically, if you imagine like a sweet shop with jars, lots and lots of jars, he had not jars but bottles and bottles and bottles and bottles of different herbs, and he made up the tincture that would respond to what I was experiencing. So, you know, my muddled thinking, my not sleeping, irritable and crabby, all that stuff. And he made me up a tincture, a little bottle to start with, that I had to have 3 times a day, a tiny sip 3 times a day. And I can genuinely say it doesn't work straight away, but it probably started working within a couple of weeks. And I took it regularly. So I kind of went to see him, I think maybe August time, I think it was now. And I took it right the way through to Christmas. And all my symptoms have gone. Now, I don't know whether the symptoms have gone because I'm not studying anymore. I don't know. Or I don't know even if it was just because I had someone who listened to me, and I kind of I sort of offloaded to him about how dreadful everything was, and then all of a sudden I just felt better. And then of course I'm taking my Jollop 3 times a day, and the list of herbs in there, because I don't know anything about herbs, the only one I did notice that I did recognise was St John's wort, and so that was probably helping my mood as well. So, you know, we need to experiment with what suits us. I've never been to anyone like that before, but it was so amazing for me. And all my menopausal symptoms have now gone, and, you know, my sleep is better. I don't have any hot flushes, nothing at all like that. And I've stopped taking it, which is why this bottle is full. But I've got it, which I will restart it if I need it. So that was just something I did to help my menopausal symptoms, and it definitely helped my sleep. So if you want any more details, I can tell you about Dr. Simon Mills. Okay, so I need some more ideas. So Sharon says, I've been following supervised holistic medicine for 30 years. Yeah. And Lorna's tried homeopathy. So basically, I mean, as a nurse, I know that a lot of the drugs we used to deliver to people were of plant origin. So things like digoxin, which is a heart drug to slow and steady your heart rate, that comes from foxgloves. Okay, so many of our drugs come from natural sources anyway. So it makes complete sense that if you're having issues, that you are given something from a plant source. I mean, that's sensible, isn't it? What I did find with this, I had been recommended And there's an amazing neighbour of mine who does the most beautiful massages. And it was her that told me about Simon Mills, because she had had contact with him and she recommended him. And he really helped her, and he's really helped me. So, you know, it might be something that you just want to look into if it's not something you've already done. And the amount of herbs, of the preparation in here, is so much stronger than the really expensive capsules you get from your, you know, I was going to say Holland and Barrett, you know what I mean, a health food shop. The stuff in the capsules is minuscule strength wise, potency wise, than the stuff in the tincture. They call this a tincture. So, you know, you can experiment, but let me know if you want any more details about that. Okay, so Sharon says reflexology is good too. Tracy diffuses essential oils, oregano and rosemary, fantastic. Lorna's sage tablets for menopause, brilliant. I think it's really important to have individual advice about what to do and what to take, because it's not a one size fits all. We've already decided, haven't we, that you know, we've all got different routines. We're all different, which is fantastic, but we might need different solutions. So what else are we going to say about sleep and relaxation? Now, I know that there are all sorts of apps you can download with nice calming, relaxing tunes, or, you know, sound of you know, bird song and waves and that sort of thing. I think it's obviously not related to going to sleep, but being able to relax during the day, connecting to nature, is a fantastic thing. And I know lots of you have been spending time outside, either on your once 1 hour a day walk out, or sitting in your gardens, and I think that can help us relax. And I think the more relaxed we are, the more easily we're going to go to sleep at night. When I'm really busy, I will take a notebook and pen to bed with me, and I'll make notes. And there's something about putting it down in writing that my brain hasn't got to hang on to that thought, because it's usually something I've forgotten to do. I didn't do that. I didn't do that. So write it down, and then I can just park it, and I can go to sleep without worrying about the fact I forgot to do X, Y, and Z. What other tips have you got to either improve your sleep or to help you feel more relaxed during the day? Yeah, nature is a great gift. It really is. Yeah. So that list that we started with, the nighttime routine, thinking about what caffeine, what alcohol, what sugar we're eating, is our cave dark, what activity on our screens do we have. We need to, a lot of that information is not new to any of us, but how much of it are we actually doing? Okay, I'm an absolute devil at working at night. I start getting emails, I start replying to them, and then of course you just keep going because you've got stuff to do and you just keep doing it. So I would challenge you, how many of the suggestions that we've talked about today are you actually doing, or do you just know about them but you're not actually doing them? Because there might be a bit of something you could do about that. Sharon keeps a daily journal. That's brilliant. And what sorts of things do you put in your journal, Sharon? Do you put thoughts, or do you put sort of like a diary of events? What do you put in your journal? Yeah. I like the idea of the essential oils, Tracy, and I know that it can be quite nice to have scented candles. That can be really nice and relaxing too. Yeah, I've done that before. I'm just going to move this round. You can just, if you heard a bit of snorting then, can you see? 2 dogs fast asleep. Dogs are so good at just relaxing. They just shut their eyes, fast asleep. Okay. Oh, well done, Sue. Yeah. I think exercise can be very good because it lifts our mood, and it can also tire us out. When I've been teaching Pure Stretch in the evenings, especially when I was teaching it on a Wednesday night, my Wednesday night class, they would say to me it's the best night's sleep of the week that they ever get, because, and of course I do, so at the moment Pure Stretch is on a Thursday evening and a Monday at 11:15, but relaxing and stretching and working and stretching and relaxing, working and then coming back down again, that can really help people relax and turn off, and they all and sleep better. So maybe you could give it a go. Try and do Pure Stretch on Thursday, working within a level that feels comfortable for you, all right? But see if the stretching and just the stopping can actually change your sleep on Thursday night, and I'd really like to hear if that made any difference. Okay, so Tracy, I've been building a collection of essential oils. I recommend Kobashi, who are based in Dunsford. Okay, that's great. I try to keep the same time every night to switch off my light. Routine has helped. Been also washing my hands in lavender soap before going to bed. That's a really good idea. Lavender is a lovely smell that is meant to be quite good for relaxing. I remember, what would it have been? Oh, for my wedding anniversary last year, Andy went into John Lewis and got me a pillow spray that was lavender based in an attempt to try and help me sleep. That was October the 20th. So it kind of went on for at least 9 months last year, and so I totally understand how grim it is not to sleep. Even if we can just share one thing that someone tries and it makes a difference to them, then it will be really great this morning. Okay, so thank you so much for those tips. I want you to think about what crap you're eating. Caffeine, refined sugar, alcohol and processed foods. We know those worsen menopausal symptoms. We also know they're not good for us in moderation, unless in moderation, of course. Do think about your caffeine. I went to decaf tea a couple of years ago, and now I've just changed again what I drink, because I was drinking it so weak and so black. I just go to boiling water now. But I would have cut out a lot of caffeine, because I probably have 6-8 mugs a day. And when I was drinking caffeinated tea, it would have been a fresh tea bag every time. And obviously you might be having coffee, I don't know. So just think about what you're actually doing versus what you think you're doing, and see what tweaks you can make, and see what difference it makes. Let me know if you want to know a bit more about homeopathy. And Matincture. Obviously he won't be open now, but Dr. Simon Mills is based in Exeter, very close to there's a little avenue opposite, a little walkway opposite Debenhams, and you wouldn't even know it was there. It's just to the side of there's a cafe, a French cafe, can't think of the name of it, and he's in Notary's House, very, very central and easy to find, and it was a life-changing appointment is all I can say. I feel that strongly about how helpful it was for me. Okay, so enjoy the exercise sessions tonight. We're doing legs, bums and toms tonight, so that's going to be quite a hard worky session, but then maybe go and run your bath, have a shower and start relaxing, and let me know if you can try Pure Stretch, which is Thursday evening at 7:30. See if the working but stretching and relaxing can have a positive impact on your Thursday night sleep. Let me know, I'd really like to hear. Café Rouge, yes, that's exactly right, Lorna. So if you face Café Rouge, there is a tiny little alleyway down on the right hand side of it. You go down those steps and Notary's House, where Dr. Simon Mills is based, is straight ahead of you. I mean, I've been in Exeter since 85. I didn't even know that avenue and that house existed. Anyway, lovely to chat this morning, and thank you very much for everybody's input. We must prioritise getting as much rest as we can, and we need to be kind to ourselves. Don't get frustrated. I'm sure we can work out different ways to help. And I know some of you have issues, health issues that affect your sleep. Obviously, things like pain is going to affect our sleep. So obviously getting what help and support we can with prescription medication, and taking it, that's going to make a difference as well. The other thing I thought of was people getting up to wee in the nights. Frequency can be an issue, and that disturbs people's sleep, and then they can't go back to sleep. So if you've got medical issues that haven't been investigated, then get help. Obviously once this is over, talk to your doctor and get what help you can so that you can prioritise your sleep. Okay. So absolutely, Karen, thank you for everyone for sharing your tips. Let me know what we'll talk about next Wednesday in our health session. That would be really good. So far we've done bowel health, constipation and stuff. That was the first one 2 weeks ago. Last week we did pelvic floor exercises. This week we do sleep. What should we do next Wednesday? Let me know. And keep in touch on the Facebook page. It is fantastic to share some time with you. Thank you, everyone. Bye.